Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here at 10 in the morning. I'm Ozzy Mora.
I'm John Langler. Good morning to y'all. Welcome to the program. Coming up later on in the program here on 8 News Now, we'll preview the State of the Union address tonight. We will talk about the efforts to clean up after the huge blizzard in the Northeast. All that snow. Meanwhile, we're basking in almost 80 degrees later this week.
Patio lunch.
It's patio lunch, patio life in Las Vegas. And we'll talk about the Sphere as well. All of it on the way. But first, we're going to start in court, Ozzy.
Yes.
Another local teacher accused of crimes, in this case, once again, sex crimes. 36-year-old Jordan Boucher was a music teacher at Las Vegas High School. He was in court this morning. He is accused of sex crimes involving a student. According to state records, he first worked as a music teacher in 2021. He was a substitute back in 2019. According to what we heard in court this morning, he bailed out, so he is no longer in custody at the Clark County Detention Center. He'll be back in court later on, back at the end of March. The important thing, though, is that Metro Police and Clark County School District Police are asking for any other victims, if there are any, to come forward. Certainly, detectives seem to think there might be other students who may have had some sort of engagement with Mr. Boucher at Las Vegas High School. That is still under investigation right now. But yet another, I think it's the third or fourth, third teacher in Clark County School District in the last few weeks to be arrested for these kind of crimes.
Yeah, we had Brian Conway and then Anthony Caulfield as well, two separate situations there, teachers as well. The Las Vegas High School principal also provided a statement to parents just to reassure them that this is all involving Metro Police, and we have the information on who to call if you have details or you want more details about what's going on at Las Vegas High School on our website. The search for Nancy Guthrie. I saw the Instagram video from Savannah Guthrie this morning. It was just so heartbreaking to watch. The family now is offering $1 million miracle, I would like to say, for the return of their mother, 84 years old, Nancy Guthrie. This morning, Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show co-host, posting, as you can see here on Instagram, a heart-wrenching announcement. Like I said, the family is now offering $1 million. Now, keep in mind, this doesn't include some of the contributions from the FBI and also Tucson officials as well. So that amount now is, I believe, $1.2 million now for the return of the 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Again, very, very devastating. Nancy has been missing from her Arizona home since January 31st. And then also, too, in the Instagram video, they do hope for a miracle, but Savannah was very open and honest, and they do know that she may not be with us anymore. According to this video she posted there, she talked about that. So in honor of her search, the Guthrie family is also donating more than $500,000 or $500,000 to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children to help other families as well. And you can go to her Facebook or Instagram page, and she has the phone number, 1-800-FBI, to call for tips.
You can imagine how heart-wrenching it is for the Guthrie family. And I think also a couple of weeks ago when that surveillance video got released and they found those gloves, there was some optimism. Maybe that might be a break in the case. It might lead to something. But there's really been radio silence, unfortunately, from Tucson and from the FBI, from local police down there. And when you hear Savannah say she may already be gone, referencing her mom, that resignation is really hard to hear. And it's very unfortunate. Hopefully there is a miracle, as you heard her say, but it's not looking great. So hopefully there's some resolution sometime soon. Let's go to Washington, D.C. The State of the Union is tonight. President Donald Trump will give his speech to a joint session of Congress, as the House and the Senate will be on Capitol Hill to hear the president speak here as he starts the second year of his now second term. The speech comes amid turmoil. I mean, there's always turmoil from time to time, but there's a lot going on right now, both at home and abroad. There are the economic struggles. We know what the inflation is like. There's the tariff fight. There's a recent Supreme Court ruling against President Trump's international tariffs. The Supreme Court essentially saying they were illegal, that it's Congress that has the right to tax, not the executive branch. There's the immigration policy as well, of course, in Minneapolis. That's up for debate, and that's why there's still the partial federal government shutdown. So the president will speak tonight. We'll see how long he goes. It is a very important speech, and it comes again, Ozzy, the president can't run for re-election again, and we're inching closer towards lame duck territory for the term. He still has, 3 more years left, but it'll be very interesting to see what he says and what the reaction is, not only from Democrats, but Republicans.
Yeah, the president is also expected to tout military accomplishments as well. We also talked about the Democrats before the show, how several or more than 24 Democrats are expected not to show up, depending on the number as well. And again, that tonight's response will be delivered by the Virginia governor.
All right. Back here in Clark County and back in court, you'll remember the video, the Teslas set on fire last year down in the Southwest Valley. That was dramatic video, of course, quite the scene. Remember, it was not long after that explosion at the Trump Tower of that Tesla Cybertruck. Well, 37-year-old Paul Kim has changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. He was arrested about a week after the incident back on March of 2025 when those Teslas were set on fire in the Southwest Valley. So a major change in federal court now as Mr. Kim will enter a guilty plea. He certainly faces some serious prison time, but that's not the end of his court battles.
It surely is. Kim remains in custody, obviously, since his arrest. He still faces a state-level case with a hearing scheduled, I believe, in April 8th. His federal sentencing is in for May 27th, and he faces up to 7 decades behind bars. Mexico update. The fall of El Mencho, a story we've been following and just everywhere. Mexico's most wanted drug lord met his end after a romantic rendezvous led to his capture. So here's what happened. The leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, El Mencho, his name is Nemesio Oserguera Cervantes, is dead. Mexican authorities confirmed Monday that the notorious kingpin was killed during a massive military operation. This all happened on Sunday. There was chaos, as you can see. This is something called the narco blockades. This is when they go out and kind of set fire on the gas station or cars, and that's the airport in Guadalajara. There was a shooting in there as well. People were running for safety. Flights were canceled. Everything you could imagine there. Shelter in place was issued for people there, residents, people there leaving the airport, trying to evacuate. A lot of people stranded still in Mexico. So what happened is the raid was at scene of total chaos, as you can imagine, backed by U.S. intelligence. Basically, they were able to track El Mencho with a romantic partner, they say. And that's when they were able to find where El Mencho was. They found him in Tapalpa, Jalisco. So Tapalpa is known for its scenic view, agriculture. It's a really, really small town. It's kind of 2 hours away from Guadalajara, We do know that more than 70 people are dead at last check. This includes 25 National Guard members. And again, El Mencho tried to run off, and that's when they captured him as they were flying him out to Mexico City. That's where he passed away. And I want to be able to show you some of the aftermath. These are images from actually my family members. I don't want to say exactly where, but this was what they woke up to the following day as they were driving around. They're still sheltering in place. They haven't really left. Only one family member of mine has been able to go out, kind of buy supplies to see what's going on. But it's still a lot of tension there still. And I wanted to share this just to kind of see what the residents there are going through in real time right now, John. So,
and a lot of the discussion obviously has been on Americans who are there or any tourists who are in Mexico because they're trying to get home in many cases. Right. But obviously for folks that live in Mexico, it's even more nerve-wracking. That's home, obviously. That's home. One sign, though, maybe that things are improving slightly, or at least the temperature is turning down a little bit. Air Canada resumed flights to Puerto Vallarta today, I believe. Okay. So that's a sign at least Air Canada is re-engaging its routes down to that part of Mexico. But there's a lot up in the air right now, obviously, with what's happening in Mexico.
Yeah, and yesterday, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, she also said it's a lot calmer. It was yesterday when she said that. I'm sure today she will provide an update as well.
Back here in Las Vegas, we have an important question for you, a vital question, one that we think you'd like to answer. And for that, we have Daryl Harris in our question of the day. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, John.
Did I sell it enough? Did I sell it all right?
No, you did. And it's so important that some have already responded. We'll talk more about this question throughout the broadcast, but we wanted to know, have you been to Sphere Las Vegas, the one and only at the moment? There's an event happening there later this year that we are going to talk about.
Let's go.
All right. Well, and we'll talk about our own experiences of the sphere if we have any.
If we have.
Coming up later on.
I want to hear.
Code. If it's not there anymore, you can go to 8newsnow.com at any point just to let us know. Have you been to Sphere? It's almost 2 years old.
I know. It's losing that new Sphere smell.
Yeah.
I still smell it.
We're relatively close.
We are right
Oh my
here.
goodness.
Yeah, it's up the street.
We're going to try and cleanse our brains of that and come back with more here on 8 News Now. Stay tuned.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Welcome back to 8 News Now at 10. It's John, it's Ozzy on a beautiful Tuesday morning.
It is. It's feeling like May a little bit. Just a tad bit.
You said that like
here.
it's a bad thing.
No, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I just have to be, cool with it. I can't be too excited.
You got to swap out the winter wardrobe for the spring wardrobe, Sherry, because
literally
spring
told
is
that
knocking on the
yesterday,
door.
Yeah, it certainly is. Wow, Ozzy just jumped way ahead into May.
We are
Holy
getting
cow.
there.
May brings triple digits. Please don't talk about that yet.
Slowly.
I got angry people on my Facebook page. Well, they want winter back. Like it was short-lived last week. So
Yes.
come on.
was.
But other people are like, yeah, bring on those 80s, bring on that spring weather. So it's feeling good out there. We've got some high clouds around today, but we're already getting into some 60s. Man, oh man, this is just in the 10 o'clock hour. High clouds keep coming. This is all of that milder air plus high pressure that's building over the desert southwest and then that atmospheric river that's bringing high clouds into the west. Mid-70s today, you guys. Oof. We're going to get into the 80s here in a couple of days. So full 10 degrees above normal today. You know what that means? Warmer weather brings a choose. We're bringing spring allergies already. Yeah, that's right. Ash, elm, juniper trees are already blooming. John was complaining about it to me all morning in the studio. Was it yesterday, John?
I think it's every day. I
Every
complain
day
to you
he
all day long.
complains
They're
every
Yeah.
day.
watering, my nose is running. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Every day.
But same here, though. I've been feeling it for the last few days, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. The Northeast, trying to dig out from all that snow. Rhode Island had like 4 feet of snow. That was crazy. Residual snow showers. We'll talk more about that, show you some pictures of what's going on. The low itself, the nor'easter, that has rolled offshore, is way up in Halifax, Nova Scotia, dealing with it, but more residual snow showers, cold air coming in from Canada. Back in the west, completely different story. It's that really mild Pacific air with that atmospheric river pumping a lot of moisture now, rain up into California. And that's rain on top of that heavy snowpack up in the northern Sierra. And then up in western Nevada, they had 40 to 60 plus mile an hour winds this morning. So now we're getting another storm into the west, but it's just a very different one than what the Northeast was dealing with in the last couple of days. So enjoy the mid 70s. We're doing the Goldilocks thing. It's, not too cold, not too warm yet, but really kind of just right for now. But then come those 80s, and by the end of the week, we're talking record territory with low 80s. Not quite May, Ozzy, but certainly feeling like late April. So
it's the morning of May. Okay.
and checks notes. It's February, and it's going to be 80 degrees.
Do you have to double check your calendar?
Crazy.
To make sure.
Where are we?
And that you bring up a point, Sherry, about the heat. Yeah. That means less snow. The snow melting potentially further up in the higher elevations. That doesn't bode well when we get to later in the spring and the summertime, when all that melt is so early. It means we're going to have less water later in this year, and then the heat of the summer.
Plus, we like the snow to last a little longer. It just extends the ski and snowboard season for all the folks up there at Lee Canyon. But I'm not sure that's going to last as long this year.
Let's talk a little bit more, though, about, speaking of snow, that blizzard cleanup. It's crazy back east.
It is crazy.
Still, millions of residents, are still across, just waking up, still stuck in their homes as well. But also, too, Sherry, I was reading that New York City, for the first time in a while, they deployed emergency shovelers.
Yeah,
just because of the
paying
intense
people up to $30 an hour to get out there and shovel.
And they had the travel ban. Well, not anymore. It was lifted, but they did have that.
But they had great success asking people to come in, get a shovel. We'll pay you up to $30 an hour. And so they had a lot of success getting, but look at the cars. The cars are still buried. They had live forecasters out in the streets even this morning. And I mean, there are cars and vehicles still buried. So you talk, like I mentioned, up to 4 feet of snow. New York City, a little less than 2 feet, but Central Park had 20 inches or so.
I think Connecticut too I think the town had like 30 inches. Yeah. So it was a
crazy
lot.
Snow, and the airports basically they're just handicapped trying to get flights in and out. But you love the scenes. I mean, people are out with their dogs. It was beautiful. Yeah. Look at the snowman.
When you're locked in at home, you just make the best of it, right?
Yeah,
you play a lot of board games. You make some snowmen. You shovel when you have to shovel. You do your thing, and then you go back inside and warm up
run
again.
Back inside.
Yeah. And they'll get some residual snow. It's not going to be like what they saw the last couple of days. I think this is Philly, where they got up to 16 inches of snow in parts of Philadelphia. So slow going for today and will be over the next couple of days.
All right, Sherry. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
Sherry.
Back here in Southern Nevada, we go back into court. Carrie Cox, Henderson City Councilwoman, in court this morning. We're still waiting for some updates. We have a reporter in the courtroom right now. As you know, Councilwoman Cox is accused by prosecutors of illegally recording the conversation of a colleague on the Henderson City Council, Monica Larson, an event you see right there. That's the video from police. You could see that was the conversation. Monica Larson, Ms. Cox, is accused of illegally recording that conversation. It's a two-party consent in Nevada. You have to consent to someone recording your voice. There are other aspects of this as well. And in fact, Carrie Cox has suggested to police in court documents and other reports that we've done that there have been political deals behind the back to try and get her out of office. There's a lot of political things floating around besides the fact that Carrie Cox is running for re-election right now. So we're waiting for some updates from our own James Schaefer, who is in court this morning as Carrie Cox makes an appearance on these charges of illegally recording a private conversation. And when we get more information, we'll bring it to you.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have him for the 2 p.m. streaming. So the next story, I have to make it kind of quick for you guys. So the Shiro Foundation, Stan, Las Vegas is a city known as a trafficking hub. One organization, I'm talking about Shiro Foundation, is reaching more than 6,000 victims. And not all victims, I want to clarify, but individuals who are in need of their assistance. I was able to interview a sex trafficking victim about her story. She escaped a month long of what she tells me a nightmare. She told me there was this one day she went to an audition at a hotel resort, and it was luxury, beautiful models there, and that's when the intense situation started happening. I don't want to reveal too much of her details because she is part of right now of an investigation, so I don't want to reveal too much, but this was all while she was in college. Eventually, she was able to escape the situation that she was in. That's when she learned about Shero Foundation. And in 2025, the organization says just last year, like I said, 6,000 individuals, and some of the victims, average age under 25 years old, and sometimes even as young as 12 or 13 years of age here in Las Vegas specifically. So if you want to learn more about this story and what Shero does, just visit our website. There's everything you need to know. There's an article I wrote for you on 8newsnow.com. But stay with us. We're talking about the Sphere and Mayweather and Pacquiao, baby. We'll be right back.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here at 10 in the morning. I'm Ozzy Mora. This is John Langler. So let's get to it and bring in Daryl for the question of the day. This is an awesome event that's going to be going down. We'll get to in a second. But Daryl, let us know the question.
Yes. And I'm sure you all have probably heard by now about Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They are on. And we wanted to know, have you been to the Sphere? Because they are fighting at the Sphere, and the Sphere's been here. This will be the first boxing match at the Sphere, new venue, and we know that they're building some new ones across the world. There are plans to, but this for now is the one and only. Everybody comes to Las Vegas to check it out. Have the locals seen it? Two-thirds have. Two-thirds have. That's almost our ratio between the three of us.
Yeah, that's true.
John?
I've been there. I went the very first night. I saw that movie, Postcards from Earth, I seem to remember it was called. It was quite the experience. Daryl, you've been there, you said?
Not yet, actually.
Not yet.
So I guess
Not
we're the
yet.
opposite of the,
So
of the
1/3 of
ratio
us.
here. Yeah.
Okay, John, you have all the experience, but I think a lot of people fly into tourists to kind of visit
yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
I mean, it is expensive, okay? So I'm just going to keep it real with you because I looked at prices. It is. So we have to save a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
but
I
if you come
agree.
and fly in and you make a plan, you know, that's where a lot of people are wanting to go to see the Sphere.
I have friends that came, they saw a fish there.
Oh, yeah.
Live. They're big fish heads, so they went and saw a fish there. Friends have seen
Zach Brown.
Zach, yeah, there've
Yeah.
been some great shows there.
Concerts, sporting events,
Backstreet Boys.
films,
Yeah.
film adaptations. So adding to the Sphere's resume.
And now you can see two old men try and punch each other.
You know, I'm
Thanks.
excited for this now.
Manny,
It is.
Manny
It's
Pacquiao.
streaming.
Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather. That's what we're talking about here. They will be punching each other somewhere in the face region coming up very soon. Daryl, tell us more about this bout.
Yeah, hitting each other. So it's interesting. Last week we told you that Manny Pacquiao has a new exhibition fight happening next month at Thomas and Mack Center. Well, we asked would that be his last fight, and we now know the answer. It's no, because Floyd and Manny are fighting each other again. Their first fight was 2015 at MGM. Now they'll be at Sphere. It'll be live on Netflix, and that's about it. You know, Floyd's still unbeaten. He has an exhibition later this year also against Mike Tyson. So that's his warm-up
Again, old people punching each other. Older people.
John is very optimistic.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it won't be ridiculous
person.
at all.
I think the big thing is Netflix Sports here trying to add, they just had Alex Honnold.
Alex Honnold. He climbed the building. He lives in Vegas now, obviously. So yeah, that's
getting
the thing.
these spectacle sort of events and everybody watching live is maybe what they're trying to do. But this will be interesting. The fight capital of the world is Las Vegas, so only one place sort of to do it.
It'll be a spectacle to be sure. Let's go from the Sphere in the center of near the Las Vegas Strip to a great organization in town, Opportunity Village, as they are building a Northwest campus, obviously in the Northwest Valley. This is the fourth campus for Opportunity Village in Las Vegas, and it's their second Betty's Village. Betty's Village is housing for people with special needs, adults with disabilities. It's a way for them to live independently, which is always a challenge for a lot of adults who have disabilities. They want to live independently to sort of feel like adults and have a job and everything else that comes with it, have a kitchen and do their daily chores. So the first one they built, I profiled back when it opened many years ago down in the Southwest Valley. This is the Northwest Valley. It'll have 90 homes, 125 people will live there, $59 million project up there near Decatur and the 215 up in the Northwest Valley. So Opportunity Village is fantastic. This is great, and it really helps people with special needs want to live independently and feel that emotion and that feeling of independence.
Yeah, with diverse abilities. And, the need is great, John. I mean, we always talk about, we report on waiting lists, right?
Yeah.
And the need to find a job and vocational, all of that stuff. So having this is just so crucial. They're also going to have some sort of boutique there as well, and a 17-acre expansion, just a lot. And it makes me so happy. I was watching the morning show and I was like, oh my goodness. We were just talking about the need for this and where are some of these people going to go? Because a lot of the resources too have been cut, due to funding. So a lot of organizations, small ones that I've also highlighted as well, are doing what they can to provide people the resources they need, and the families too, the caregivers also as well, that help a lot of these people too, John.
Shout out to OV.
Yeah,
that'll do it this morning here on the big program. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Bye.